Okay everyone, hi. This is DJ Doug again. Just out here in front of the house. Want to go ahead and establish a review of this BFree wireless battery operated system. So one thing that I've already identified as an issue for my application, which I'll go over a little later in the video, is when you power it on,
line in,
you can hear that the speaker will then tell you what it's about to do. Now, I have two purposes for being outside here. I'm going to go ahead and
disc mode,
disc mode. So every time you change something about this speaker, you're going to go ahead and trigger some sort of volumes. So it's going to go ahead and automatically play. I can hear that happening already.
pause,
Also, when you play, pause, next song.
next song, big jump, pause,
And so it's going to keep saying things every time. So for the application I'm using it for, that sort of thing is going to be unusable. So first thing we want to test out here is the microphone. And the other thing we want to test out here is the remote control. So I'm going to go ahead and give some distance to the speaker and turn the volume up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and see exactly what kind of distance I can get out of the remote control. Alright, so in my neighborhood, the properties is set up at 60 feet. I'm currently on the other side of the neighbor's driveway. This is about a 10 foot to the speaker. And so I'm just going to press play. As you can see, I'm pressing play. Nothing is happening. The remote control for this does have a very, very short span. So I'll go ahead, maybe it's because I'm at the front of the speaker. So let's try this same experiment about 10 feet away from the rear of the speaker. And once again, you can see I'm pressing the play button and nothing is happening. So getting closer to the speaker, I'm now within reaching distance, and I still have to press the button several times before I'm able to get any kind of action out of it. Okay, so the next experiment, I'm going to go ahead and leave this aimed at the speaker and turn on my microphone. And so now I'm going to start walking away from the house, see what kind of distance I can get. So at the end of my neighbor's property, that'll be 50 feet, which is the same as the first experiment we were working on. And there is no obstructions between myself and the speaker, although my back is to it at the moment. But this is 50 feet. And so now I make my way to my next neighbor's house. This will be a 100 foot. I can still hear my voice 100 feet away, which is good because I'm at about half volume. It's not completely clear what I'm saying, but at this point, I'm now 100 to 120 feet away, and I can hear an echo, clear echo from my voice. So let's go to the next neighbor's house, and this will be now 180 feet. So here I am passing 150. So I am 3 houses away. The microphone is still transmitting clearly. However, everything that I say is coming out of the speaker and into my ear at least 2 to 3 seconds after I say it. But I am getting a good range out of this microphone. I'm going down to the 4th neighbor's house now. And so at this point, I am now solid 200 to 250 feet away from the speaker. And I'm still yet to drop out. And so I am now cutting out. I can't necessarily hear my voice as much as I could when I was up, but I am 300 feet, and I can definitely hear a clear drop. And so, just a moment ago, I don't know if you can hear me. I can barely hear myself. Not sure if it's clear or not, but I am solid 300 feet away, still connected with the microphone. So that's a pretty good performance out of this microphone. I would say, other than the sound quality, I am definitely getting good distance, good transmission with no dropout, and there's no disruption of the signal. And you can tell tell that I am still 50 feet away from speakers, so that's good distance that I'm getting out of this microphone. Lovely, wet, rainy day here in Pennsylvania. Lucky to get 20 minutes to go ahead and shoot this video. But I'm now at the camera. And so you can see we got a really good distance out of this microphone. I'm going to go ahead and show you a different perspective. This time I'm going to bring the camera with me. So make sure I can keep that in the shot. And so here is 50 feet. You can hear that there is a clear recording of my voice into the microphone. Passing the second neighbor's house, this is now 100 feet. 100 feet. And so you can see that now the microphone and the speaker are no longer visible because it's behind that truck. This is the third neighbor's house. We are a good 150 feet away, still transmitting, no problems. So you can see that this microphone is giving a solid distance. You might be able to see the speaker right there at the tip of my finger. Between the truck and the tree, microphone. Barely able to hear the microphone. This is now a solid 180 to 200 feet away. So there you go. That's the microphone at a distance in an open field or in a crowded neighborhood. I have been doing this professionally for a good number of years now, and I've run into a ton of situations. Certainly one of the most difficult ones was in a high-rise situation where I was surrounded by several high buildings and my microphone was having difficulty connecting even at a distance of 50 feet. So certainly the more interference that you put around a speaker, the more cell phones and other microphones are there. It's going to cause problems. But all in all, in this review, it seems that the USB mode is pretty unusable for my purposes, and this microphone, this remote control is pretty unusable. Although it does work, I have to push the button several times, still getting no response out of it.
Play. Pause.
And once again, every single time that I push play or pause, I would have to turn down the main volume on the sound system. Another time, pulling out the USB stick is going to cause it to say line in, which is massively inconvenient. Every time you turn it on, it says line in, which is massively inconvenient. So what we're going to have to do in order to use this in a professional setting is we will have to keep the volume off when we turn it on, and we will have to use some sort of external sound source, such as an iPod, phone, tablet, laptop. And so that's about it for this review. Check out review number 4, which we're going to go ahead and test the battery life. And we're also going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what applications this would be for professional DJing or just in general using this type of device. It is advertised as a tailgating system, and so it is more than enough for a tailgating system, but in a professional application, which is probably why you're watching this video, we're going to go ahead and finish up this review in part 4 on battery life. Talk to you then.